In the heart of the sprawling Orcish kingdom, nestled amidst towering mountains and ancient forests, lived a peculiar orc named Grubnash. Grubnash was unlike any other orc in his tribe, for he harbored an insatiable curiosity and a talent for tinkering. While his fellow orcs honed their skills in combat and smithing, Grubnash had a different passion: cooking. One bright morning, as the sun bathed the rugged landscape in golden hues, Grubnash had a peculiar idea that filled his mind with excitement. He had heard tales of humans and elves creating delectable treats, and he wondered why orcs couldn't have such delights of their own. That's when it hit him like a lightning bolt: he would invent something new, something extraordinary that would become the envy of all kingdoms. Grubnash would create the first ever orcish donut. With a determined gleam in his eye, Grubnash gathered his cooking supplies and set to work in his small, smoke-filled hut. He mixed flour, sugar, and a secret ingredient he had stumbled upon during one of his adventurous forays into the wilderness. His hands, usually accustomed to wielding weapons, now kneaded the dough with surprising finesse. As the dough rose and filled the room with a delightful aroma, Grubnash's excitement grew. He shaped the dough into perfect rings and carefully lowered them into a bubbling cauldron of hot oil. The sizzling sound filled the air, and Grubnash couldn't help but smile. This was his moment of creation, his chance to leave a mark on Orcish history. Chapter 1: The Sweet Invention. Word of Grubnash's Orcish donut spread like wildfire through the kingdom. Orcs from far and wide traveled to taste the magical creations that had emerged from Grubnash's humble kitchen. The first bite was a revelation, a burst of sweetness and warmth that melted even the toughest of Orcish hearts. As demand for Grubnash's donuts grew, so did his ambitions. He expanded his little hut into a bustling bakery, complete with massive cauldrons and towering stacks of freshly baked donuts. He named his establishment Grubnash's Delights, and it became the most popular spot in the entire Orcish kingdom. Chapter 2: A Taste of Envy. Not everyone in the kingdom was pleased with Grubnash's newfound fame. Grogar, the grizzled chieftain of a rival orc tribe, saw the popularity of Grubnash's donuts as a threat to his own authority. He couldn't stand the idea of his warriors enjoying something as frivolous as donuts. In a fit of envy, Grogar ordered his tribe to sabotage Grubnash's bakery. Night after night, they attempted to steal his secret recipe, but Grubnash was always one step ahead. He had hidden the recipe in a place no orc would ever think to look: in a hollowed-out log deep in the forest. Chapter 3: A Quest for Ingredients. Grubnash's ambitions didn't stop at merely making donuts. He dreamt of creating the most extraordinary donut the world had ever seen. To do that, he needed a rare ingredient: the honey of the elusive moonlit bees. These bees were rumored to gather nectar from the rarest of flowers that bloomed only during a lunar eclipse. Undaunted, Grubnash embarked on a perilous journey into the forbidden forest, armed with his determination and a net made of spider silk. He faced treacherous terrain, giant spiders, and eerie shadows, but nothing could deter him from his mission. After weeks of searching, he finally discovered a hidden hive of moonlit bees and collected their precious honey. Chapter 4: The Grand Orcish Donut Festival. Grubnash's return with the moonlit bee honey was celebrated throughout the kingdom. It was time for the Grand Orcish Donut Festival, an event like no other. Grubnash unveiled his masterpiece, the Moonlit Eclipse Donut, a golden ring filled with the rare honey and dusted with enchanted moonlight dust. Orcs from all tribes gathered, setting aside their differences to revel in the joy of donuts. Even Grogar, begrudgingly, couldn't resist the temptation of the Moonlit Eclipse Donut. The festival became a symbol of unity among the orcs, and Grubnash, the orc who dared to dream beyond battle, became a legend. Chapter 5: Beyond the Kingdom. News of Grubnash's Moonlit Eclipse Donut reached neighboring kingdoms. Elves, humans, and even dwarfs traveled to taste the incredible creation. Grubnash's donuts brought about an era of peace and trade between the orcs and their neighbors. Grubnash's journey had taken him far beyond the borders of his kingdom, and he realized that his donuts had the power to unite even the most unlikely of allies. With his bakery flourishing and friendships forged, Grubnash's saga continued, filled with adventures, laughter, and, of course, the magic of orcish donuts. Chapter 6: The Sweet Diplomacy. Years had passed since the Grand Orcish Donut Festival, and Grubnash's reputation as the inventor of moonlit eclipse donuts had spread far and wide. Orcs, once known solely for their ferocity in battle, had now become ambassadors of peace, thanks to the allure of these delectable treats. Diplomatic envoys from distant lands often arrived with a single request: a taste of Grubnash's legendary donuts. The demand was so great that Grubnash decided to take his baking skills on a journey beyond the Orcish kingdom. He packed his recipes and set out on a grand adventure, with his loyal apprentices, the donut-making duo Grog and Snack, by his side. Chapter 7: A World of Donuts. Grubnash's travels took him to lands he had only heard of in legends. In the elven forests, he created sylvan glade donuts filled with ethereal fruit nectar. Among the dwarfs in their subterranean halls, he crafted stone-forged donuts infused with precious gemstone dust. Humans adored the mystic mage donuts that sparkled with arcane flavors. With each new recipe, Grubnash formed bonds with different races and cultures. His donuts became symbols of friendship and diplomacy. Leaders of nations begged Grubnash to mediate disputes, knowing that the scent of his creations could soften even the hardest hearts. Chapter 8: The Donut Council. Recognizing the power of Grubnash's donuts in bringing harmony to the world, leaders of various races proposed a bold idea: the formation of a Donut Council. This council, consisting of representatives from each race, would meet regularly to discuss matters of peace and cooperation over a shared love for donuts. Grubnash was appointed as the honorary head of the Donut Council, a position that came with great responsibility. He found himself not only baking donuts but also brokering treaties and solving disputes among nations. His bakery had grown into an international sensation, and Grubnash had become a true ambassador of unity. Chapter 9: The Quest for the Legendary Ingredient. Despite the success and fame, Grubnash's heart longed for a new culinary challenge. Legend spoke of a mythical ingredient, the starfire sugar, said to grant donuts unimaginable powers. It was rumored to be hidden in the heart of a treacherous mountain range, guarded by ancient beasts and riddles. With the blessing of the Donut Council, Grubnash, along with his trusted apprentices, embarked on a daring quest. They climbed icy peaks, crossed fiery valleys, and solved enigmatic puzzles, all in pursuit of the legendary sugar. The journey would test their friendship, courage, and culinary skills like never before. Chapter 10: The Donut of Legends. After many trials and tribulations, Grubnash and his apprentices reached the sacred chamber deep within the mountains. There, they discovered the fabled starfire sugar. With this extraordinary ingredient, Grubnash created the most magnificent donut ever, the Celestial Nexus Donut. This donut had the power to bring races together in harmony, to heal wounds, and to transcend time and space. As Grubnash returned to the Donut Council with his creation, he realized that his journey had come full circle. The Celestial Nexus Donut was not just a culinary masterpiece but a symbol of the unity that his donuts had fostered throughout the world. With the Celestial Nexus Donut, Grubnash's legacy as the orc who brought peace and joy through donuts was sealed. And his saga continued to inspire generations to come.